As a result of this, the local mums and activists in the area got together and stood in front of the bulldozers, but that was about 5 years ago now. Since then, there was a year's work conducted by about 12 volunteers and a number of tradesmen who came in to give their services, all voluntary. The centres had a £5,000 loan from the Catholic Archdiocesan Fund. This enabled the centre to be made into a condition which was serviceable to the local community. We had £2,000 worth of central heating put in. The building was ripped out and rebuilt entirely to come up to the local hygiene regulations. And in the last 4 years, we've had turnovers of about 1,000 per week using the centre, but things are in slight decline at the moment. But there are a number of new groups that have come in. There's the Scouts, and there's the Brownies, there's guides, there's hospital visitors, we've had the gingerbread, we've got 2 youth clubs, there's a ballroom dancing group, there's Mums and Tots group, there's a number of groups who are using the centre. And what we've got to do is to guard against this centre closing down, because the main thing is that this centre is now under some kind of threat over funding, and the local licensing authority is saying that the building's not fit to be used after 1986. So we're attempting at the moment to put a package together to the local council and to the community chest and the Kirby Sports Council to see if we can get them to come up with the money to enable us to continue, because there's going to be an awful lot of disappointed people if this centre closes down. As the film is probably going to show, the number of people that are going to be actually seen to be using the centre and availing themselves of it, it's a tremendous asset to this community, and we'll be positively devastated if this centre is allowed to go into decline and to close. I don't know what else to say, really.
Up there. Hi Boris, could I ask you a question? What funding do you have to get your youth club going, and what equipment do you already have?
Well, the youth club's been going for 4 years since the centre opened. We originally started with our own fundraising activities to give us the finances to get hold of equipment. The very first thing we ever did was a darts marathon, which raised about £60 or £70. We threw for £1,001,000. That was in the heady years, a long time ago now, but we had some local coverage on that, and local sponsorship came up with about £70. After that, we did a funny face parade where we marched the children through Prescot, all dressed up in clowns' makeup. That raised about £350. This enabled us to buy 3 pool tables, 3 table tennis tables, camera, slide projector, various board games and darts and various other things. We've got a great comic library, and there's paints, and we've done sculpturing, waxworks, things of that nature. We bought some ropes so the kids skip quite a lot. We've got a lot of football equipment. We've got a few sets of full rigs of the football kits. What else have we done? Yes, well, I'm sure.
Discos.
Yeah, there's been a number of discos. We've had about 20 or 30 discos. Some of these have raised money, but after the first year of being self-generating our own funding, what happened then was that we applied to the local education council, and they gave us the rather handsome grant of £50 for a year. This was for the youth club. About 1982, we then started to get grants of £26 a year for a Saturday club that we run. So in all, local council funding has been in the region of £76 a year maximum for the last 5 years. That's all we've ever received off the local council. Myself and Dave Eaton have done a youth leaders course, which was conducted by Paul Taylor. We received a fair bit of assistance and support from the Whiston Cross Youth Club down the road with Brian Lee, who's conducted some a free disco for us to get our funds going originally. We've managed to, through donations, to get a fair bit of hi-fi and second-hand record players and various donations of decks of people. These have enabled us to conduct our own discos, and this has all been a way of triggering in about £15 to £20 each time we've had a disco. Another thing I'd like to say is that in the last 4 years we have had Christmas parties, Easter parties, duck apple parties, fancy dress parties, Halloween parties, and the kids, you know, the kids just love this. We also have some camera equipment, and we've got a historical record of the last 4 years of all the trips. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm glad you reminded me. We've had a number of trips out where we've subsidised a lot of the kids in the area, took them to the Squirrel Reserve at Formby. We've been to Southport, we've been to Blackpool Lights a number of times. We're quite a thriving little setup here, and I'd like to say that the staff that we've got are marvellous. It's all voluntary. Everyone works here because they've got a commitment to the local community and a commitment to the kids in the area. The staff here, I can't praise them too highly, because over the last 4 years there have been tremendous loyalty and tremendous dedication on the part of all the staff. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank them all.
Thanks very much, Boris. Right, kids. So I want to ask you a few questions. What do you think of St Luke's Parochial Centre as a youth club?
Good. Good.
Good.
Brilliant.
What do you think?
Good. Sound.
To go?
No. No. Nowhere else. No. For miles.
What would you do on a Thursday night if you didn't have this
Play in the
place?
street. Go in hands.
Play in the streets?
Sit in the house. Sit in the house. Watching telly. Put my hands.
What's your hands? Sit in the house watching the telly? So you have nowhere else?
Play football with friends.
How long
Football on the field.
How long have you been coming to St Luke's?
I don't know. I've been coming ever since it started.
You've been coming for about 4 years, haven't you?
Ever since it started.
5 years.
Oh, this? So, us? Huh?
You don't know?
I don't know that. I do. Same as Morris. About 2 years.
About 2. I think you've been coming about 3 years. About 3 years you've been coming. You have a sister that comes to St Luke's as well, don't you? What other activities do you come to here? You go to the clubs, don't you?
Yeah, clubs. We go to clubs and things like that.
You use the Saturday club as well?
Yeah. I don't. I go to football on Saturday.
Football on Saturday.
I go to the Saturday club.
You go to Saturday club?
Saturday club. I play. I don't go to Saturday club.
You go to football, don't you? Right.
Football.
Club. Right, Robbie, how long have you been using the centre?
How long have I been using the centre? How long have I been coming?
How long have you been coming?
Well, since last year, just before Christmas last year.
Before Christmas last year.
Yeah.
What do you think of the centre so far?
It's good. I mean, they got good things going for the kids. You know what I mean? I mean, if they haven't got this for the kids, you know, they'll be out on the streets, roaming about, smashing windows, obviously. You know.
Is there anywhere else they could use around here that you know of?
They could use Dry Road Youth Club, you know. And there's one in Wiston as well.
Yeah.
And they got ones dotted about. They got their own choice which one to go to.
Yeah. You seem to prefer this one, did you?
Well, I think so. Yeah. I think the kids that come seem to prefer this one anyway. Yeah.
You have a restriction on age groups from 11 to 14.
Yeah.
Which I think might help kids themselves.
Well, I think it does itself because you've got St Luke's, which is 7 to 14, as you say, and you've got youth clubs like the Briar and Wisdom, which are open ages. You've got 2 that are open ages and 1 that's just for 7 to 14-year-olds, which I think's good. It gets them in and just keeps it going.
So you think the place is worth keeping open?
Oh, very much so, yeah.
Yeah. You've been to some activities here besides the...
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Okay. David, how long have you been coming to St Luke's Youth Club now?
About 2.5 months.
Why'd you like coming down here?
Something to do.
Something to do. Would you miss it if it wasn't open?
Yeah.
What would you do if it wasn't open?
Probably stay in the house or go down with my friends.
Stay in the house or go down to your friends? Lee? I'd like to ask you the same question. Why did you come to St Luke's Youth Club?
Just got nothing to do at all.
So, that sounds pretty desperate really. So this is just better than being at home. If we were closed down, what else would you do?
Go to my friends.
Go to your friends. So, are you hoping that we don't close down?
Yeah.
You sure? Because we're hoping that we don't close down as well. Right, hello Paula. How long have you been coming to St Luke's Youth Club? About 4 years now, I know. Do you like coming here?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Why do you like coming here? Because you can meet your friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And what's your name, love?
Julie.
Julie, how long have you been coming to St Luke's Youth Club?
Today.
Today, yes. This is a debutante, I think. We've got someone that hasn't been before. So what do you think of St Luke's Youth Club?
It's alright.
It's all right. Yeah. Would you miss it if it was closed down? It's a
Yeah.
very difficult question, seeing as you've never been before. Like, but it's a leading question. Will you be coming again?
Yeah.
Good. We look forward to you having a long membership with us. Hello, I'd like to introduce you to Steve Richardson, who's one of the founder members of the youth club. He's been one of the supervisors here for the last 3.5 years. But you've seen some changes in the time you've been coming to this youth club?
Oh, I've seen people come and go, all the time. Different people, different age groups and that,
A lot of people comment that we've got a fair amount of equipment in this youth club. I suppose you've actually seen that develop from when we had bits of old wood.
New tables, very new tables, and the snooker, table tennis, nets and all that. Seen it all come and go. Seen 1 or 2 been really, knackered. And they've just fallen apart really, so, it's got some good ones now.
I suppose you must take some pride in the fact that you know that all the equipment has been financed by the efforts of the members of the youth club themselves. There's been very little local authority money put into this place.
Correct, yeah.
I mean, you're one of the leading volunteer workers here. Probably it's your commitment to the local community which has helped to contribute to making St Luke's Youth Club continue the way it has done and to thrive. And I bet you're as upset as everybody else with the fact that we may be going to have to close down.
Well, the thing is, it's open 2 days, one night and a Saturday morning. The kids like coming here, and, the leaders like coming as well.